Okay, this is Jared, and I can see you've got the bag over the character's head. It's a interesting, kind of difficult situation here. Um, I think just hiding this for a second, I think, if we're going to see, the one thing we're really going to see underneath here is the eyes and eyelids, so I would put a fair amount of effort into making a better eye and eyelid shape. So definitely more edges, more fitted to the eyeball. Um, and the rest of the features don't matter that much. You might also kind of work on the shape of the neck and how that meets the body more, because those are the only things we really see. As far as the mask itself, there's some weird geometry on here. Might take out a couple edges. Shift right mouse click to delete edge. And then this area, like I'm just sort of wondering if he'd have nostrils. Kind of feel like he wouldn't. I'm sort of feeling like this looks too much like a nose, you know. What I might do is, and too much like eyelids. I mean, maybe for the whole thing, I might do the surfaces sculpt geometry tool options, hit the smooth thing, and just hit flood. Is that not wanting to work? Let's try. There we go. And just kind of like soften all the features, so maybe it's more like a, you know what I mean, like a bag thing. But then this, you shouldn't, we can pull this out a little bit so it's not intersecting the mouth, but you don't want to have a many-sided face like this, so Control Shift X, let's start breaking this up, maybe there to there, and clearly there's not, enough geometry here to could be you want, maybe we can put a couple more, well, this to here, because you might want more detail down there anyway. Oh. Actually, that kind of works because it turns that into a quad. Like this is now a quad because it's got 1, 2, 3, 4 edges. And then we can hook this one up with like that. And this one. So we're almost there. Maybe I'll just loop this back onto itself like that kind of thing. And then we could probably do, well, that's going to turn that into a triangle though. I mean, it's not great, but it's better than what you had before. These could probably shift right mouse click, slide edge tool, slide down. And then, yeah, maybe just on the nose, like, maybe you want to select those, shift right mouse click, fill hole, and then Control Shift X and split that up. I think that's a little bit better. And then I think this shape could soften up. Maybe I'll go back into that Surfaces Sculpt Geometry tool and use this to just, yeah, soften that up a bit. But maybe we need to pull it out a bit. B for soft select, hold down B, click and drag with the left mouse to grow that, and then pull it out. Maybe more like that. Yeah, difficult. And then you've got some other weird things. These could have more splits in them as well. I think this looks unfinished. This kind of open edge here. You might want to kind of extrude that edge in and build a collar there of some kind. This could be shaped better. This. Oh, I never showed you symmetrizing that. Um, I accidentally got rid of my timeline. Um, yeah, so we could just go to the front view and isolate that, and let's turn off soft select with B and select half of the faces and just check my selection here. Shift right mouse click, polygon display, toggle backplace culling so I can see the inside. Okay, and then delete off one side, and then let's just make sure I've got the center line. So I'm just deselecting those ones on the bottom, so I only have that center line selected. I'm going to convert that to a vertex selection by going select, convert selection to vertices, or control F9. And again, just check that I just have that center line selected. W for move. Make sure this little interface here, it might be behind that line there. Make sure this is set to absolute transform 0 in the X direction. Ah, that moved quite a bit. Let's undo that. Maybe let's take this whole thing and scooch it over a tiny bit. And then do that again. Just so it's not too close to the one next. Oh, these didn't get selected. Let's do those as well. Okay, so now that should be along the center line, and it appears to be. Shift right mouse click, mirror options, turn off cut geometry, combine with original, merge border vertices, custom, 0.001 mirror. Looks good. Okay, so now that's symmetrical. Maybe I'll save the version just in case you want to use it. So maybe now you want to go back in, now that the kind of topology is a little bit more sound, you can add some more detail back into that, because it's a little overly smoothed out now. Let's unisolate that. Yeah, you might want to remirror some of this stuff. Again, too dense. Here's your smooth face. Why? Don't do that. Do not smooth this stuff. There's no need for this many edges. They don't help define the surface better. You just have way more edges that make it harder to edit the surface. So I would kind of back out of that smooth and kind of model your stuff from here. This has some not so great bevels on it. Like, look how dense that is. That's kind of crazy to have it be that dense at that corner and all these weird edges here. So if you have a version where you could step back before you've beveled it, that would be a really good idea. And then just put a few holding edges and do a smooth preview. So yeah, a few things to fix. I can save this in case you want to look at it. Oh, I already did. Okay, so I'll just save over that. And we can include that.